Today, we're talking arrow rests, the one part of your setup that's either guiding your shot or sabotaging it. There are more than a few types: whisper quiet dropaways, bulletproof bristle cages, etc. Picking the right rest can be quite the pain. So, which ones actually deliver out in the field, and which ones earn their keep on the range? Let's break it down and find out. Cable-driven drop-away rests. Cable-driven drop-aways tie into the bus cables of a compound bow. Draw weight moves the cable, a tether lifts the launcher, and the instant the release fires, the tether slackens and the launcher vanishes. Hunters love this system because the arrow is cradled during the draw, yet nothing touches the fletching on exit. With cables doing the work, timing must be exact, but once tuned, the setup keeps arrows flying true season after season. The premium pick here is the QAD Ultra Rest Integrate MX2, MSRP of $279.99. QAD machines the chassis from 7075 aluminum, shaves off burger block weight by using the Integrate dovetail, and adds color swap dampers so nothing squeaks when a buck is at 10 yards. Thumb the lever and the arrow parks inside the 80-degree capture cradle. Draw the string and the launcher rises to 90. Shoot, and velocity drop-away technology snaps it away, then locks it at 0 degrees so it can't rebound into the vanes. Micro-click dials move in 0.0019-inch steps, so paper tuning takes minutes instead of hours. A breakaway safety hinge also prevents damage if the launcher is forced down, and the easy clamp timing clip lets the bow press stay on the shelf. After a wet November in Illinois, mine still cycled like it was brand new, and the felt-free forks meant no damp, peeling pad to replace mid-rut. If you shoot Matthews, Hoyt, PSE, Bowtech, Prime, Athens, Darton, Bear, Expedition, or APA, the dovetail mates up flush and won't creep, no matter how many shots the season drags on. Not every bow hunter wants to spend flagship money, and that is where the Trophy Ridge Sync, MSRP $69.99, shines. The sync also secures the arrow in a containment cage, yet it relies on a simple nylon cord yoke tied to the down cable. Windage and elevation move on slotted screws marked with reference lines so you can nudge a 16th left or right without guessing. Several owners on Archery Talk reported hundreds of practice arrows plus 2 snow-blown whitetail seasons without failure. Now, the launcher felt will wear faster than a rubber-damped fork, and the stamp cage isn't as refined as the MX2's sculpted bar, but the sync keeps a shaft ready at full draw and drops clean when the release breaks. After a quick French cleat install and a few walkback shots, my test bow shot broadheads with field point precision out to 45 yards. For hunters building a starter rig or anyone who wants a credible backup rest in the pack, $60 buys a lot of confidence. Together, these two cable-driven rests cover both ends of the budget. One gives aerospace machining and click-perfect microdials, the other serves practical reliability at a fraction of the cost. Both honor the promise of the cable drop design: hold the arrow tight, vanish on command, and keep the hunt quiet. Still aiming true? Then you're built for bow life. Hit subscribe and lock in. Next up, we're breaking down arrow rests that actually earn their keep. No fluff, no fails, just hard facts and clean shots. Limb-driven drop-away rests. Limb-driven rests tie their activation cord to a bow limb instead of the cable. The cord stays slack at brace, the launcher sits down, and drawing the bow pulls the limb inward, tugging the cord and lifting the launcher. A limb snaps back faster than a cable, so these rests fall sooner and usually require no timing marks. In the field, a broken cord reties with a simple knot. No bow press, no serving jig, just back in the hunt. Vapor Trail's Gen X Integrate X, MSRP $294.99. Now, this represents the most refined version of that concept. The carbon capture cage pivots open from the side, making arrow loading silent in a ground blind. 14 interchangeable cage colors let shooters match fletching or strings without touching a single tune screw. Windage and elevation glide on dovetails locked by a single set screw. Vapor Trail omits click detents on purpose, so adjustments can split the difference between marks. A A free-floating launcher supports the shaft through 70% of the power stroke, guiding it like rails, then disappearing before the vanes arrive. A rubber-inlaid shag pad silences any accidental shelf bump, while a limb pad grips the cord so it never creeps. Total weight sits at 3.6 ounces, and every ounce is American-made. After a summer league of nightly arrows, the cord showed no fray, and group size matched my target bow. When a Nebraska mule deer crested a draw at 35, the rest lifted clean with no click, and the arrow buried where the bubble settled. Speed matters less if setup steals an afternoon, which is why Ripcord built the Ratchet IMS, starting out at $210. Slip the cord under the limb, snap the containment cage shut, then spin the ratchet dial until the tension bar clicks into place. The entire job takes under 5 minutes, and no press touches the bow. A padded launcher and rubber-coated cage mute draw noise, and the anti-bounce barrel stops the fork from slapping back into fletching. Shooters praise those crisp micro-adjust knobs and IMS rigidity, yet forums tell two different stories. Some units shoot hundreds of arrows flawlessly, others suffer cord slip or launcher bolts pulling through polymer. My sample on a Hoyt RX-8 has run 6 months without a hiccup, though I did torque every screw with a wheeler wrench and added blue Loctite for good measure. Weight beats the Hamskia Epsilon by a few ounces, and the price lands nearly $100 lower, so the Ratchet offers genuine value provided you double-check hardware before elk camp. Both limb-driven rests share the same talent. They tune quickly, they drop instantly, and they forgive the changes cable twists can introduce. One perfects refinement through carbon, color, and silence. The other rewards the hunter who values field service and speed of setup. Full capture bristle rests. Nothing calms a buck fever shake quite like knowing the arrow cannot fall off the rest. Full capture bristle rests encircle the shaft with synthetic fibers or brush pads. They never need a draw cord, they never miss time, and they shrug off debris that can jam a launcher. Speed costs a touch of kinetic energy because bristles rub the shaft, yet modern designs shave drag by reducing contact points and aligning fibers to slice vanes clean. The Whisker Biscuit VMAX IMS lists at $99.99 and updates the original biscuit silhouette with a V-shaped throat that pinches the arrow on 3 bristle groups instead of a full ring. Less surface means less friction, so speed loss drops by a few feet per second while the arrow still sits dead center. Trophy Ridge machines the body from aluminum, engraves reference marks, and builds tool-free knobs into both windage and elevation slides. Rubber loading guides channel the shaft into the throat with barely a whisper. A boon during pre-dawn draws when a doe herd loiters under the stand. The IMS dovetail bolts flush against the riser, pulling quiver weight closer to the grip and improving balance. After paper tuning with microcarbon shafts, I swapped to 246 ID hunting arrows, and the V-shaped throat still centered nock without getting carved up. Cleaning's also simple. Puff out leaf bits, spin a pipe cleaner, shoot again. For shooters who want biscuit containment at half the price, the Maximal Rivex Capture Rest costs $59. Instead of a full bristle halo, it uses a durable bottom brush for lift and 2 side brushes for lateral hold. That bottom brush is tougher than nylon tufts, and it ships with spares along with a replacement base pad, Allen keys, and a mounting bolt. The ambidextrous clamp also flips for right or left-handed bows, making it a smart pick for club rentals or family rigs. Each brush set screws in or out to hug micro or mid-diameter shafts, though that adjustability means initial setup takes patience. After fitting the side brushes to a skinny 5mm shaft and dusting with silicone, fletching skimmed through cleanly and chronograph readings dropped only 3 feet per second compared to a drop away. Honestly, durability really impressed me. After 50 stump shots, bristles kept shape and the metal cage shrugged off bark rash that would deform plastic. Brushed rests are about trust. They cradle the arrow no matter how awkward the angle, they load quickly in the dark, and they forgive cold, numb fingers. One leans towards premium fit and finish with IMS convenience, the other delivers security for the price of a Saturday range fee. Blade-style target rests. Blade rests hold the arrow on a razor-thin steel spring that flexes under the shaft's weight, then snaps back the instant the arrow clears. There's virtually zero surface contact, so arrows leave at full velocity with perfect clearance. But precision comes at a cost. Blades demand flawless form, careful launcher stiffness choice, and they lack containment, making them unsuitable for rough hunts. On the tournament line or 3D range, though, nothing tracks a shaft truer. One good benchmark is the AAE Pro Blade, priced at $189.99. AAE machines the body from aircraft aluminum, anodizes it, and etches crisp adjustment lines. Twin dials on windage and elevation move under tension screws so settings never creep, and oversized locks cinch tight with a quarter turn. The true magic is AAE's blade indexing. Loosen one screw, slide out a bent blade, pop in another, tighten, and the new blade returns to the exact same center shot. The Rest ships with both a standard .010 inch and a wide .012 inch blade, so shooters can pair thin X10 shafts or bigger 27 diameter lines. Competitive archers rave about the blade metallurgy. It resists fatigue, keeps a crisp edge, and flexes evenly shot after shot. After a season of indoor dots, my .010 still snapped true with no sag, and swapping to the .012 for 3D foam took less than a minute. Archers curious about blades but wary about boutique prices should meet the Cartel Midas II, priced at $74.95. The Korean-made Rest weighs 92 grams, arrives with 3 blades, 0.2T, 0.25T, and 0.3T, and includes a hex key toolkit. Windage and elevation each adjust on micro-thread screws. A separate screw tilts blade angle. The blade rides on a spring post rather than a fixed bolt, which means it flexes a hair under arrow load. Most shooters tighten the spring to maximum so the blade feels nearly rigid. On my practice rig, the .25T blade carried 23 diameter shafts with no bounce, and group size at 50 meters trailed the Pro blade by less than half an inch. Durability is lower. Heavy knock pinch can bend a thin blade, and the black anodize shows wear sooner. Yet the Midas II delivers true launcher performance for about the cost of 24 field points. Blade rests reward archers who chase millimeter differences on a scorecard. The Pro blade offers Pro Tour reliability and instant blade swaps, while the Midas II lets new competitors sample blade precision without emptying the gear fund. For deer woods, these rests stay on the bench, but on the range, they rule the X-ring. Remember, hunting gear lives in the mud, rain, and sub-freezing dawns. Drop-away rests, cable or limb, keep arrows screaming fast and veins untouched, while bristle rests guarantee the shaft never bounces free when adrenaline surges. Beginners gain confidence from full capture designs that demand little tuning, whereas seasoned bow hunters often favor limb-driven dropaways like the Integrate X for their silence and easy cord fixes. Target shooters need blade rests because nothing else offers such clean departure, but blades punish sloppy releases and are useless when a whitetail decides to duck. Match the arrow rest to the mission, tune it well, and every arrow will start its journey with the best chance of ending where the pin was parked. And that's it for a breakdown of arrow rests and the 8 models that prove just how much this one part matters. If you're running one of the arrow rests we talked about today, or you have a different one that's never let you down, sound off in the comments below. We're always learning here too. Make sure to hit like, share this video with your hunting crew, and subscribe for more bow hunting gear deep dives just like this.
This is Threat to Survival. Prepare today, thrive tomorrow. Embrace the threat to survival.